Modern life often feels like a race that begins before we are fully awake. The alarm sounds, the mind switches on, and almost instantly the day starts filling itself with demands. Messages wait for replies, responsibilities line up, work, family, deadlines, bills, plans, worries, decision, and distractions all complete for attention. Even moments that should feel peaceful can become crowded by thoughts of what still needs to be done. Many people move through their days with a constant feeling of being slightly behind, slightly rushed, and slightly disconnected from themselves. In this kind of life, calm can begin to feel like a luxury. Clarity can feel like something reserved for people with quiet homes, empty calendars, and long stretches for of uninterrupted time. Presence can seem almost impossible when the world keeps pulling the mind in the dozen direction at once. We may imagine mindfulness as something that requires a meditation cushion, a silent room, special training, a 30 peaceful mind minutes at sunrise. And because most people don't have perfect conditions, they assume mindfulness is not for them. This book begins with a different idea. Mindfulness doesn't need to take over your schedule, it can fit inside your life exactly as it is. Mindfulness in a minute is built on the simple belief that one conscious minute can change the quality of your day. 1 minute of breathing before a difficult conversation, 1 minute of stillness before opening your inbox, 1 minute of awareness while drinking tea, walking to your car, waiting in a queue, washing your hands, and sitting between tasks. These moments may seem small, but when practiced regularly, they become powerful. They help you return to yourself. They interrupt stress before it grows. They create space between reaction and response. They remind you that even in the busy life, you can still choose how you meet the moment in front of you. Mindfulness is not about escaping life, it is about entering life more fully. It is the practice of paying attention to the present moment with openness, curiosity, and kindness. It means noticing what is happening inside you and around you without immediate judging it, resisting it, or rushing away from it. It is the ability to say, "This is what I am experiencing right now," and to meet the experience with awareness rather than automatic reaction. This may sound simple, but simplicity should not be mistaken for weakness. The ability to pause is one of the most practical skills a person can develop. In a world that constantly encourages speed, urgency, and distraction, the pause becomes a form of strength. It allows you to breathe before speaking, to notice tension before it becomes exhaustion, to recognize worry before it becomes panic, to soften your body before stress takes hold, to return your attention before the day disappears into scattered thoughts. Many people believe they need to remove stress before they can feel calm. They think peace will arrive once the workload becomes tighter, the house become quieter, the finance become easier, the relationship become smoother, or the future becomes more certain. But life rarely waits until everything is perfect before asking us to be present. If we postpone calm until all problems are solved, calm remains permanently out of reach. Mindfulness offers another path. It doesn't promise that life will become effortless. It doesn't remove every challenge, silence every worry, or prevent difficult emotions from arising. Instead, it changes your relationship with what happens. It teaches you how to stand in the middle of your life without being completely swept away by it. It helps you notice that you are not your stress, not your thoughts, not your emotions, and not your schedule. You are the awareness that can observe them, work with them, and respond wisely. This is especially important in busy seasons when life becomes crowded. We often stop noticing ourselves. We push through fat. We ignore emotional signals. We eat without tasting, listen without truly hearing, and move from task to task without ever fully arriving. The body may be present, but the mind is elsewhere, replaying yesterday, planning tomorrow, worrying about outcomes, or comparing the present moment to what we think it should be. Over time, this disconnection can become normal. We may not realize how much tension we are carrying until we finally stop. The jaw is tight, the shoulders are raised, the breath is shallow, the mind is restless, the heart feels heavy. We are living but not always experiencing life deeply. We are functioning but not always feeling grounded. Mindfulness invites us back. It begins not with a dramatic transformation but with a moment of noticing the breath, noticing the body, noticing the room, noticing the emotion that has been sitting quietly beneath the surface, noticing the way mind keeps racing ahead, noticing the urge to react, noticing the small beauty of light through a window, the warmth of a cup in your hands, the sound of rain, the rhythm of your footsteps, or the simple fact that you are here. This kind of noticing may appear ordinary, but it is deeply restorative. When you bring attention back to the present, you stop feeding every mental story at once. You give your nervous system a chance to settle. You allow the body to feel safer. You create a small clearing inside the noise, and often that clearing is enough to make the next step feel more manageable. The purpose of this book is to make mindfulness accessible, realistic, and immediately useful. You don't need to become a different person to practice it. You don't need to have a perfectly calm mind. In fact, a busy mind is not a sign that you are failing at mindfulness. It is the very reason mindfulness is helpful. The practice is not to empty the mind by force. The practice is to notice where the mind has gone and gently return. Again and again you return. You return to the breath. You return to the body. You return to the present moment. You return to what is really rather than what is imagined. You return to the choice available now. This returning the heart of mindfulness. One of the greatest misunderstanding about mindfulness is that it must feel peaceful every time. Many people try to once notice that their mind is full of thoughts and conclude that they are not good at it. But mindfulness is not measured by how few thoughts you have, it is measured by your willingness to notice them. Each time you become aware that your mind has wandered, you have already away from automatic thinking. That moment of awareness is not a mistake, it is the practice working. Another misunderstanding is that mindfulness is passive. Some people imagine that being mindful means becoming detached, emotionless, or different. But true mindfulness doesn't make you less engaged with life, it helps you engage more wisely. When you are mindful, you can still act, speak, decide, work, protect your boundaries, pursue goals, and care deeply. The difference is that you are less likely to be controlled by panic, anger, fear, or habit. You can respond from steadiness rather than reactivity. This matters because many of life's most stressful moments are not created only by what happens, but how quickly we become strangled in our reaction to what happens. The critical emails arrives and the mind instantly creates a story. Someone speaks sharply and the body prepares for conflicts. The plan changes and frustration rises. A mistake occurs and self criticism begins. Within seconds, a small event can become a full emotional storm. A mindful minute can become a bridge between stimulus and response. In that minute, you may feel your feet on the floor, take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, name what you are feeling, or remind yourself, I can meet this one step at a time. The situation may still be difficult, but you are no longer lost inside it. You have created enough space to choose your next action with more care. The techniques in this book are designed for real life. They are not meant to be practiced only when everything is already calm. They are meant for the ordinary, messy, unpredictable moments of the human day. You can use them when you are tired, irritated, overwhelmed, distracted, anxious, impatient, or emotionally drained. You can use them at your desk, in your car, in the kitchen, before a meeting, after an argument, while waiting for news, or during a short break between responsibilities. A total mindfulness in a minute is not a promise that every problem can be solved in 60 seconds. Some challenges require time, support, planning, conversation, or professional help. But a minute can change your state. A minute can soften the sharp edge of stress. A minute can help you interrupt an old pattern. A minute can remind you that you have a body, a breath, and a choice. A minute can stop the mind from running so far ahead that it forgets where it is. A minute is small enough to begin, but powerful enough to matter. This is important because consistency is often easier when practice feels approachable. Many people don't practice mindfulness because they set the entry point too high. They believe they must meditate for long periods, sit in perfect stillness, or maintain deep concentration. When they can't do this, they stop before the habit has a chance to grow. But when the practice begins with 1 minute, resistance lowers. It becomes possible to start today, not someday. One mindful minute in the morning can shape the tone of the day. One mindful minute before sleep can help the mind release when it has carried. One mindful minute during stress can prevent emotional escalation. One mindful minute before speaking can protect a relationship. One mindful minute during work can restore focus. One mindful minute of gratitude can shift attention from lack to enough. These small practices become like drops of water. A single drop may not seem like much, but repeated over time, it changes the landscape. In the same way, brief mindful pauses gradually train the mind and body to return to steadiness more easily. You begin to recognize your stress signals sooner. You notice emotional pattern more clearly. You become less fused with every thought. You recover faster after the difficult moment. You learn that peace is not only something you find in perfect condition, it is something you can practice in perfect ones. This book will guide you through practical ways to bring calm, clarity, and presence into your life. You will learn how to use your breath as an anchor, how to reconnect with your body, how to pause before reacting, how to practice mindfulness during routine activities, how to work with difficult emotions, and how to stay centered when life feels demanding. You will also learn how to create a routine that does not depend on having extra time instead of adding another burden to your schedule. Mindfulness becomes woven into the schedule you already have. The goal is not to make your life slower in every external way. Some seasons will remain full, some days will move quickly, some responsibility cannot be removed. But even when life is busy, your inner peace can become steadier. You can learn to move with awareness rather than rush with panic. You can learn to focus on one thing at a time, even when many things are waiting. You can learn to listen more fully, breathe more deeply, and return more often. Mindfulness is not about becoming perfectly calm, it is about becoming more present with whatever is there. Some moments will include joy, some will include grief, some will include uncertainty, irritation, tenderness, boredom, excitement, or fear. The practice is to meet each moment with more honestly and less resistance. Instead of saying I should not feel this, mindfulness allow you to say this is what I feel right now. Can I make space for it? Can I breathe with it? Can I respond kindly? This kindness is essential. Without kindness, mindfulness can become another form of self improvement pressure. We may start judging ourselves for not being calm enough, focused enough, or disciplined enough. But mindfulness is not a competition, it is not a performance, it is not a way to criticize yourself into peace. It is a way to become closer to your life with patience. There will be days when your mindful minute feels easy and refreshed. There will be days when it feels restless or awkward or ineffective. Both are part of the practice. The value lies not in creating a perfect experience but showing up. Even a distracted minute can plant a seed of awareness. Even one conscious breath can begin to shift your relationship with the day. As you read this book, try not to rush through the ideas as if they are simply information to collect. Let them become invitations. Pause when a sentence speaks to you. Try the exercise in ordinary moments. Notice what changes, even slightly. You may discover that mindfulness doesn't always arrive as a dramatic wave of peace. Sometimes it arrives as a softer jaw, a slower breath, a kinder thought, a wiser reply, or the simple recognition that you don't have to fight this moment in order to live it. You may also find that mindfulness helps you become more aware of what truly matters. When the mind is constantly busy, everything can appear equally urgent, but presence reveals priorities. It helps you see the difference between what is loud and what is important. It helps you notice when you are abandoning yourself to meet expectations that don't align with your values. It helps you return to the relationships, choices, and daily action that supports the kind of life you actually want to live. In this sense, mindfulness is not only stress reduction tool, it is a way of living with greater intention. It teaches you to inhabit your own life rather than simply manage it. It reminds you that the present moment is not an obstacle on the way to somewhere better. It is the only place where life is actually happening. You don't need to wait for the retreat, a holiday, a quiet weekend, or a life reset to begin. You can begin in the next breath. You can begin while sitting exactly where you are. You can begin with 1 minute of honest attention. Take a slow breath in, take it out gently. Feel the contact between your body and the surface beneath you. Notice that this moment is already here. Notice that you are here too. That is the doorway. The chapter ahead will show you many ways to step through it. Some practices will calm your nervous system, some will sharpen your focus, some will help you navigate emotions, some will support you in conflict, pressure, and uncertainty, some will simply bring you back to the quiet richness of ordinary life. You don't need to master them all at once. Choose one, practice it for a minute, then return to it again tomorrow. The calmer life is not built only through big changes. Often it is built through small returns. Return to the breath, return to the body, return to the moment, return to yourself. This is the practice. This is the invitation, and it is begin now.